Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Solutions Brewing Podcast.
Whoa.
We did not mark.
We didn't mark,
We
Freddie.
did not mark.
Whoa, we'll slow down. I love the enthusiasm, but whoa.
Fine.
So this is part of the intro. Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark.
Hello, everyone. Welcome again to the Solutions Brewing Podcast. I'm Brendan. I'm joined by Rob and Steve. And now that we've synced up our audio feeds, hopefully the editing will be smooth from here on out.
Yeah. I'm opening my beer now because of that.
Yeah. The funny thing is, that's how we should start marking it. 3, 2, 1, then just crack a bunch of beers. Yeah, the funny thing is if the one way works as the video works, then it's easy for me to actually synchronize it because the video and the audio are different tracks.
Mm-hmm.
But anyhow, this is just in case that doesn't work.
Sorry for that thrilling insight into our editing process.
That's right. Yeah.
What are we talking about today? It's we missed last week.
We missed last week.
To all of our fans.
Last week, yeah.
What we're talking about this week is the slow transition from homebrewing to professional brewing and the various trials and tribulations that we've had since then, because all of us have now brewed on the new system. I'm actually now the most experienced on the new system because I have done 5 brews on it. We have cleaned kegs, we have kegs, we have done shenanigans, we have moved stuff with pumps, and it is very different from the very simple homebrew setup. So yeah, there's going to be a little bit of introspection and things that have happened at the brewery since it's opened. And to start, I'm going to throw it over to Rob because Rob, you've been out there once now since
I've been out there more than that, but it was mostly just to I was still recovering from surgery last time. Was the first time I was out there, but it was just to check it out, see what it looked like. But yes, recently I was just there to do some kegging and some cleaning, and yeah, it was kind of interesting. We definitely need to get our shit a bit more organized there, but I guess I was looking for stuff. I'm like, where's the fucking screwdriver? Where's this connection? Where's that fitting? Where's all this junk?
Well, because I've been borrowing some of the tools of our very gracious landlord here and there. It's a mix of my tools and his tools just scattered all over the place. I'm going to get it cleaned up this week. It'll be finally done and it'll be all put away. But until that point in time, it's just the short stubby screwdriver and then the longer screwdriver. And then there's another one I think it's behind the metal table right now. That's one of mine. So I got to go fetch that one of these days.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it was stuff like that. So when I was trying to clean stuff, I was like, where are all these fittings for this stuff? I was digging around trying to find it. Then you have to find the screwdriver to tighten that little hose. Whatever. Figured it out eventually, but yeah.
Part of the process.
Yeah.
So that's actually probably one of the biggest ones that's different now is that everything at the brewery has a barbed fitting, and they're not all the same size, and you sometimes have to tighten them and untighten them, and just you don't have to do that at home brewing at all, because usually you're not. It's you're using a siphon or you're just using a simple hose or something like that, and everything here it needs because it's either under pressure or there's a lot of volume going through and you don't want it to come loose. So you got to
depends on your homebrew setup, though, Steve. My stuff's all barbed fittings.
Oh, mine isn't.
And I am transitioning over, right?
Technically, I am too, but I have not brewed on my new system at all.
You guys have those grain fathers; those are all barbed fittings.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And at some point, I'm still hoping to get a conical fermenter. Just go from grain father to fermenter to keg, and eventually be able to do that all under pressure. But I also haven't used my grain father yet, to my great shame.
You guys have had those for a while too.
Yeah, well, so the problem is I did start a beer a couple weeks ago. I was doing another low alcohol cold mash thing.
Right.
But then, so I put it all in. It was going to be a 24-hour mash. And about 16 hours into it, I got knocked out with whatever unholy plague went
Oh,
through my house
yeah.
that week. And I was knocked out for the week. I had the fun experience of being the dad who's sick, trying to take a nap on the couch while my wife was working from home, and my son, because we couldn't take him into daycare, was running around grabbing toys and throwing them on my chest. Just you're not interested in that one? Okay, I'll go find one. Okay, I'll go find the heavy plastic one, and then you'll
This will make Dad feel better. The heaviest toy.
Yeah. So long story short, it was, instead of a 24-hour bash, it ended up being like a 6-day one. And yeah, that was no good.
You did
No good at that point.
I was about to say that probably spoiled, right?
I opened it up and it tried to jump at me. So
No.
I was like, back. So yes, I despite my best intentions, haven't brewed on that system yet. So, but trying to work over to barred fitting. So the new professional brewery is actually good training for our homebrew setups that we're going to be getting going.
Yep, it definitely is.
Should be the other way around, though, buddy.
No.
So the one that will be different isn't the barred fittings, but it'll be the tri-clamp fittings on the on the brew kettle that we have now. And as we get if we get more and more toys out there, we'll get more and more tri-clamp stuff, because
they're pretty handy. It's nice because it's take it off, put it on.
Well, it's a quick connection, and it's good for the pressure of the vessels, right? That's a nice part of it.
Actually, I was just going to mention too is that like I haven't brewed either, because I've been like, when I can, I've been trying to go to the brewery to actually brew. So my weekends have just been like,
you have brewed a lot, just not on your grandfather.
Yeah, not on my grandfather. But me and my wife are going to do a beer. I can't remember if I mentioned this on the previous podcast or not, but I'll mention it again for shits and giggles. She really got into oolong tea.
Oh, right now I remember this. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So we I can't remember if I mentioned it. We went to the special tea shop in the east end of Calgary. It's actually right by Dandy Brewing, funnily enough.
Oh.
And like they do like strictly imports and all this kind of stuff. And they actually do tea leaf import for breweries when they're doing it. So we went there and we're just like, oh yeah, like we want to try a few things out and see what can we kind of do. And so we finally made a selection. It's, I think, a Foul Long or Fall Some. I can't remember what it's an F word, but that's the type what we're going to use for the brew. So me and her actually have to build the recipe here in a little bit. It's going to be like, again, oolong teas are fairly delicate. Like they can vary from a green tea to a black tea. So like an Earl Grey or English breakfast sort of thing. And this one's kind of in the middle. So we're going to try a really delicate, like it's basically going to be like 2 Rome pills in a row. It's going to be super, super light and super light on hops. And we're going to try and pull out as much as that tea flavor as possible. So it's going to be interesting when I brew on my home system for the first time in like 6 months, 7 months. My God, it's been a while.
That's less than me.
That's all right. Brewing on the professional system is, you're taking advantage of our licensing now that we got it here, and that's awesome.
Exactly.
Yep. No, I've been busy. Though I will say I am super sad. I did have our spoilage of the 5 brews, only 4 survived. Still don't know what happened to it, because again, the one thing about being on the professional like with everything is like cleanliness, being clean, sanitizing everything, like being very meticulous about it. I still don't know how it happened, but one of the first batches I did was of missing, like I did Kiss first. Of course I did my beer first, but then I did missing piece batch, and it spoiled. It got something. I don't know what. It was one of the days I was there, I was looking at it and I was like, those bubbles look weird, but for the most part it's fine or whatever. And then when I showed up like a week later, it was like, okay, getting ready to transfer you over. And it's like, oh no, this like something got out on this. I don't know what, because it had the airlock on it. Everything had been cleaned. But yeah, lost a beer, and I was just like, that was very sad. dumping that one out. So,
well, yeah, dump it out, clean everything, super good.
Yeah, and that was it. It was sitting there just like I brought in sponges and I'm just like scrubbing the crap out of the sides and then just like putting the PWB and then the PBW and then the Star San on it. And it's like everything like that. I've used that vessel since and it's good. One of our new beers was in it and that came out fine. So that came through, but yeah, that one hurt a little bit different going from homebrew to the professional. It's like, damn it. Like this, we pay good money for this grain and all this stuff and fucking now I got to write it off. It sucks. Put it in the losses category.
It happens.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Oh, you're drinking a friend's night out. That's one of the new IPAs that are going to be at the show this week.
Indeed. Yeah. I decided to reward myself today because I had to put down well, I was kegging today and cleaning today sort of thing. And then had to put my our son, Brendan, you went through this recently. He moved off the bottle. He did not appreciate moving off the bottle. So bedtime took about 20 minutes a day, 25 minutes a day. Usually it takes about 5. Like you just give it to him and boom, he's down and he's good to go. And he didn't understand why. He's like, he was looking for his bottle. I was like, oh, here's your water bottle. Not the same thing. And then tried to brush his teeth. And he's like, what? Why are you brushing my teeth? I didn't have my bottle. And then tried to give him a book and he was all fussed.
Yeah. Well, he'll get through it.
So yeah, I went down and got myself a cold beverage. So it was good.
So speaking of the upcoming show, so Friends Night Out will be there. Brand new Zamba IPA. Very, very good beer. And we'll have a number of the ones that Steve's been making over the last month here. What's going to be at the show there, Steve?
Well, we'll have Kiss. We'll have the beer I could never let go because I've made it a couple times now with my Baron Rouge hops. If people remember back like 40 episodes ago, maybe 50 episodes ago, it's been a while, but it's one of the competition beers that I did. And I was using those new French, at the time, it was newer French hops. So we had some left over from Iron Brewer. So I used basically most of those. I hopped the crap out of that thing. So in tasting it a little today, because I was kegging it, it tasted good. So I'm kind of happy. I'm just hoping more of the red fruit flavor comes through. And then...
Now, Steve, wasn't this the beer that lost you that competition?
Yes, because it didn't have time to carbonate correctly. This time it did. And then the debut at the show is going to be quite interesting. Is Doc Ritual, the one that has been mentioned on this podcast, like God knows how many times.
This is the beer that you owe Rob and I from like 2 years ago. Yes, from that competition that you lost with the Baron Rouge.
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure we're all on the same page here.
Yes, no, we're all on the same page. It's all good. Yeah, this is the debut, and this one was very interesting because originally, when we're doing it at homebrew, it was a kettle sour. So make the wort, so get all the wort collected, sour with 5335 yeast, which is a lactobacillus yeast from W yeast. Let it sit for 2 days. Then boil and make it as per normal. So that was the way I've made it for years. And Rob had told me about this, but there's a new kind of yeast out of Lockman Brewing or something like that. Yeah, there we go. And it's a Philly sour. So it's a combination yeast. It's both lacto and a regular just beer yeast. So took a risk. Basically bought 2 pouches of that from Grapes of Glass because I was there for another reason, and I was like, oh yeah, this actually would work well. And he basically said, yeah, like 10 days should work out fine, and threw it in, and that thing made bad bubbles. The bubbles that if you were a homebrewer and you looked at it, you went, oh my god, my beer's spoiled. But I kept the faith, looked at it, it looked all great. And sure enough, when I went to go keg it today, looked exactly like regular beer. It looked amazing. And the smell off of it. Oh my God. It's got like a little bit of pineapple. It's got a little bit of, I think it's mango is the other strong flavor on it. And then did the watermelon edition.
I was going to say, there's a watermelon.
Yeah, I was like, what are we talking about? Pineapple.
That's from the yeast. That's from the
You're touching a number of fruits except for the one that's supposed to be in
all the ones with the ones we care about, yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens with this, because the water, I couldn't, like, it's not watermelon season. I didn't put my usual watermelon puree in it. I use watermelon juice, and it's a bit stronger than like just juice from the watermelon. So I'm pretty sure I balanced it out, but if it comes out correctly, it'll be either a watermelon goza or more of a tropical goza, depending on those other flavors. But yeah, that's getting kegged.
Just make sure you submit it to the right category.
Yes.
That's the difference between a watermelon goza and a tropical goza. Will get you some shitty marks.
This is why we don't enter competitions.
Though,
what are you doing? I don't know.
It's a beer. It's good. Drink it.
Yeah. We should join the Small Brewers Association, so we can start doing start getting our medals, our golds and silvers and bronzes and stuff.
No, I'm content to let FAR continue to win.
No, but someone needs to get silver from FAR, and that will be us.
No.
Then our gold beer will get the copper. We'll get the bronze beer.
FAR's Pilsner will get the gold, or get the copper. The copper will get the gold. And then his Oktoberfest beer will get the silver.
There are other categories that we can compete in other places.
Yes, but we'll miscategorize them. That's what I'm saying.
No, we'll be safe because
we'll put our blonde into the copper category somehow.
No, so all we have to do is choose categories that don't fall at Ryan's.
Put it in different categories.
There we go.
We submitted 5 beers. It's actually 1 beer in 5 categories. Yeah.
The shotgun approach.
Yeah,
I like that.
So yeah, we'll have those ones, and I did make another version of another missing piece, and that should be ready in time. It might not be ready on the Friday. It might be ready on the Saturday, but
that'll be down to the wire. But
yeah. So yeah, 3 new beers, 1 existing, and yeah, it's promises to be a great show.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
Exciting.
Yeah.
So when is this show?
3 days.
Wow.
Well,
no, because when we release it, it'll be
Tuesday,
tomorrow.
This will be
One
released
day.
on Thursday. So this will be tomorrow.
Yes.
May 5th and 6th at the Calgary BMO.
Yeah, from now it's like we're recording on Thursday, so that's how I think. My brain is just completely fried.
No, we record on Tuesday, release on Thursday.
Yeah.
Unless sometimes we record on Wednesday and then we make really fresh episodes for Thursday.
Yes.
Yes. Happens more often than you think.
Oh my god. I'm the one that does all the editing and posting. Yeah.
All right.
But yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, so yeah, actually, yeah, so yeah, like brewing on the homebrew system and moving to the big system has been a big shift, but you know, it's been interesting. A lot more electricity. Way more electricity.
Yes, it gives a pretty good zap.
Rob, why would it give you a zap?
Don't touch open outlets.
Just don't. It was still like kind of plugged in, and I grabbed it with a wet hand, and I got a good little zap. So I got to feel what 240 volts feels like.
Yeah, if you ever get a pacemaker in the future, that's basically like the little jolt that it gives you. So
the only thing I was surprised about was that like it went through my left arm, right, and my left wrist has a plate and 4 screws in it, but I didn't feel it through the screws or plate.
Is that? Oh, that'll be right on your bone though. So you probably, depending on where your nerve endings are, you probably. Yeah.
It's whatever path it takes to ground, right? Just because you got metal in the body.
Brendan's shaking his eyes, but it's laughable because I survived and no damage. But
no permanent damage.
No permanent.
Just
damage.
Temporary PTSD.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to release a PSA after this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is going in our workplace safety manual.
Don't do what
Rob does.
I'm gonna go out there with a Sharpie and just start writing instructions on the drywall here.
Yeah.
Don't touch this if your hand is wet.
You know one of those infographics.
Don't poke your eye out on
like
this.
A hand with some drips coming off of it, and then like the no smoking thing.
Yeah.
My word. Yeah, if you're working in a brewery, you shouldn't be that wet. You should be relatively dry.
It's just my hands. Hands are gonna get wet.
I say that, and because I was cleaning kegs today, and of course we have these kegs from the auction that we got a while ago, and they haven't been touched. So I was just hooking it up and with the lever and just like letting it, just releasing all the gas, just like full open, just let it all gas off. And I totally, for whatever reason, just missed as I was pushing down, and because I had it on an angle on my foot, and I moved my foot and let it go down, got the thing right in my face. Just
just, all kinds of fun stuff happens.
Leftover, I think it was their IPA, so it smelled okay, but I did not appreciate it going into my face.
Yeah.
Pressure.
Now, based on that intimate interaction, were you able to discern the recipe?
It definitely had Citra in it. I definitely know that.
That's a pretty good guess. It's like the citrus in like almost everything.
I think it's another podcast topic, but it'll be the overuse of certain hops again. And I actually found a new list, and it's the top 10 hops for hazy IPAs, and number 1 is Citra. And it's like, yeah, you can fucking taste it in everything.
You know, I gotta say, I might be coming off my my previous statements about hazy IPAs.
Oh, really?
The last 7 or so that I've had have not been good.
Have you had the Friends Night Out yet?
That's not a hazy.
That's not a hazy.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. My mistake.
God damn.
Friends Night Out is incredible, and I need to get like 5 flats of it as soon as possible.
Joke's on you. I've got them stored somewhere.
Yeah,
they're up in Edmonton for some reason. We gotta get them back down here.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that too.
Not the ones we're bringing to the show.
But you know what? I was just at Rocky View Brewing in Cochrane this last weekend, and they're hazy. They got one called Powder Face. It was pretty good.
Their hazy was alright. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I was at the Jasper show, I made a mission of going around and trying all the hazies.
Oh yeah.
And then I ended up back at Last Best I went to the guy and I was like, look, I just need a good hazy.
Maybe you just have haze fatigue.
Maybe. Maybe I don't know. I feel like I want to figure it out, which will involve drinking some more. Maybe it was just a temperature thing that we're getting from spring or winter into summer. Yeah,
it's really rough because like I was going through that phase as well for a bit, and I think I'm coming out of it because I really like, not that it's a hazy IPA, but Friends Night Out IPA, since it's a dry hopped one, has really kind of got me back onto hops again.
Okay, and so maybe we're just transitioning, like we're trading the who's going to be in the hazy,
going back and forth.
The guy, the hazy forward person.
Yeah, because I had one. Where was it from? It was out of Prairie Dog. We went to Prairie Dog because we were going to a movie at Chinook. So we stopped by Prairie Dog and got a couple of beers beforehand. Their hazy was very, very good. I actually thoroughly enjoyed it. So, yeah.
Good.
Just changing with the seasons.
Maybe. I mean, I'm still a big IPA fan. So I did stop by at Fitzsimmons on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Their last day. That place was hopping.
It was, yeah.
They had live music playing. The whole thing was packed. Talking to the girls working behind the bar, and they're like, "Well, when are you guys closing down?" Like, when we sell out a beer, I guess.
when the taps go dry.
Yeah. So I bought their IPA, just a growler of it, to make sure I visited that spot on its last day. And I enjoyed that one. I ended up drinking that night. But
yeah, that was one of his founding beers. Was his IPA. because he had a blonde, a red, and I think an IPA was his starting one. So
he had an Eastlake Amber that was really good. It's made with rye.
I was debating between the amber and the IPA, and I went for the IPA because it was like 30 degrees outside.
It's really hot in Alberta right now.
It is unnaturally warm right now. Yeah,
unnaturally warm in Alberta right now. Great for drinking beers.
Indeed, and riding motorcycles, which I was doing.
The amount of street sweeping I've seen, like the trying to get all the gravel off. Oh, the motorcycles are happy.
They're all out anyway. We're just saving lives at this point.
Yeah.
Anyways, if anyone wants to tell us their electrocution stories, how should they tell us, Brendan?
And do not CC occupational health and safety.
Oh, okay. Well, they can go to our website, www.solutionsbrewing.com. There's a contact us page there, or you can send us an email at noproblems@solutionsbrewing.com. Put in the subject line electrocution.
I have so many electrocution stories.
Or they can send us a message through our socials, Instagram and Facebook at Solutions Brewing Co.
Nice. And for those on listening to the podcast, hopefully we'll see you at Beer Fest on Friday, Saturday. And if not, since we are a brewery now, we're starting to go to new places in that. So one of them on our list is farmers markets. We will be likely at the Cremona Farmers Market in the future when that kind of starts up in May, June kind of timeline. So yeah, watch for us in the wild.
Indeed.
So if there's anywhere you think we should be, let us know.
Yes, please.
And
also, any bars you want us to try and get in at, let us know. Because we have cans, we have kegs, we have the capability.
All right.
All right, everyone.
All right.
Talk to you next week.